Okay, good. Alright, so let's look at one with a little bit of geometry in here. So this is a problem that you would have done last chapter, only now we're going to explain what you do as you do it. So this right here is segment addition postulate. So for the purpose of us now, we're going to go ahead and write the letters. I know I didn't make you write them first chapter, but you need to now. So it's still the same thing. Piece plus piece equals the whole thing. So you can say NM plus MO is equal to NO. And that is segment addition postulate. Okay, that's the one I told you, or one of the ones I told you had to memorize last chapter. Segment addition postulate. Okay, once I get it done with the letter, then I can just substitute. So substitution property of equality, and I can substitute the variables right on in there. So this would say 2x plus 3x minus 9 is equal to 4x minus 4. Okay, so I've just substituted the actual values, the variables and the numbers in for the side lengths. Okay, then from here I would want to combine like terms. So instead of writing combine like terms, I can just write simplify. So let's see, this would be 5x minus 9 is equal to 4x minus 4. Now I'm going to continue to solve. So I'm going to subtract the 4x. So that would be the subtraction property. And simplify. So that leaves me with 1x minus 9 is equal to negative 4. Oop, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to scoot over here and rewrite this. 1x minus 9 is equal to negative 4. And then I just need to add 9 to both sides, so that would be the addition property of equality. And simplify for my last step. So x is equal to 5. You can still do everything that we did in the last problem, in the last chapter, where you go back and you plug everything back in if you need to and make sure that everything works. But this all right here is your answer. Okay, not x is equal to 5, not x is equal to 5 simplified, but this whole process is your answer here. Okay, take a second and pause right here and try to do the next example by yourself. Okay, so this one is very similar, but this is angle addition instead of segment addition. So I got a little long here, but here's your angles. ABD plus DBC equals to ABC, and that is the angle addition postulate. Then I substituted my values in, so 3x plus 5 plus 6x minus 16 is equal to 8x. Then I simplified by combining my like terms, so I got 9x minus 11 is equal to 8x when I simplified. I subtracted 9x from both sides, so that left me with negative 11 is equal to, negative 11 is equal to negative 1x. Oh, I messed up. This should be the division property of equality when I divided by negative 1 on each side, which left me with x is equal to 11. Okay, probably I should have written 11 is equal to x and then used the symmetric property to flip it over. But that's not the biggest of deals if you miss that. Okay? Alright, a little fill in the blank. Segments with equal lengths are congruent, and angles with equal measures are congruent. We learned that last chapter. So what we know is the reflexive, the symmetric, and the transitive property that we learned last page also have properties of congruence. So you just have to be careful. Are you doing the reflexive property of equality, or are you doing the reflexive property of congruence? And that's really easy to pick out. It's just which symbol is there. Okay? So let's look at these right here. Okay, so the first one says QRS is congruent to QRS. So right away you notice the congruent sign, so you know this is going to be a property of congruence before you even get started. Then you ask yourself, how many pieces of information do you have? Well, QRS and QRS is the same thing, so that's one piece. So that should be reflexive. Remember our rule, RST, 1, 2, 3. So this is the reflexive property of congruence. Okay, B says the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 2. So the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 1. So right away, we can tell that this is a property of equality because they have equal signs. And then you just see how many pieces do you have. You have 2 pieces of information, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So that's 2 pieces of information. So this is the symmetric property of equality. C, if AB is congruent to CD and CD is congruent to EF, then AB is congruent to EF. So first thing we notice is these are congruent signs, so property of congruence. And then how many pieces of information? 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, and E, F. 3 is the transitive property of equality. Okay, last one. 32 degrees equals 32 degrees. First thing we notice is that this is a property of equality. There is 1 piece of information, 32 and 32. So this would be the reflexive property of equality. Okay, so remember, if you're not understanding what's going on, if you need some more practice, now is the time for you to go back and practice. Rewind and rewatch whichever examples you're not sure of. You can also, one of the best things to do is probably to go on the online textbook and watch the examples there. So you have this information on your syllabus or somewhere, you can copy it down here, how to get on the online textbook. You would select the geometry textbook. This is chapter 2, section 5 from the pull down menus, and there is a red tab that says videos and activities, and each of these examples has Professor Berger or whoever it is today demonstrating these same examples that I just showed you, so you can hear it again with a slightly different example with different numbers, and then you can see it explained again. So you need to come to class knowing how to do algebraic proofs, because I'm just going to start handing them to you when you come into class, and I'm going to expect that you know how to work these, and we're just practicing. Okay, so rewatch, go to the online website, or rewind this video and watch the parts that you need to see again. Okay, see you tomorrow.